So tonight we will award Dianne McKeever, Stevens class of 2001, with the Distinguished Alumni Award for Business and Finance. Dianne's the co-founder, managing partner, and chief investment officer of IDES Capital, an activist hedge fund that basically pushes slumping companies to enact reforms that drive long-term value for stockholders. It's been cited as perhaps the only firm of its kind led by a woman. And the name IDES comes from the Roman-era word portending dramatic change, and Dianne is delivering change. Her first great success with IDES transformed the Wi-Fi provider Boingo, a company you may recognize from many of the world's busiest airports. Boingo had a sagging stock value and a board Dianne tagged as stale, pale, and male. But despite controlling less than 1% of the shares, Dianne launched a campaign that convinced Boingo to change. Boingo added 3 new directors, including its first woman, and since then the company's stock has grown by 300%. Dianne received copious publicity for pushing companies to embrace fresh perspectives. In 2016, the New York Times profiled her, and she was named to Fortune's 40 Under 40 list, Crane's 40 Under 40 list, and Marie Claire's New Guard of 2017. Dianne's strategic vision leads to better investments, and the more we tell her story, the more it can inspire, just like that statue, first unveiled a few blocks from here at the southern tip of this island. I think you've seen it. It's the one of a young girl, arms akimbo, poised, proud, and staring down that famous Wall Street bull. Well, Dianne embodies the daring spirit of that statue. She's made her mark, challenging the stale, pale, and male, a new mark we can call one of change, gain, and fame. And for that, let us honor Dianne McKeever, Stevens class of 2001, with the Distinguished Alumni Award for Business and Finance.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you so much for being here. And I can't tell you how incredibly honored I was when the school reached out and the selection committee informed me that I was going to be receiving this honor tonight. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that my friends, my family that are behind me, every step of the way are with me here tonight. It means so much to me. And I can't tell you the importance that the degree that I got from Stevens in chemical engineering has held in my life, more so than maybe really any credential. It's the one that certainly at the beginning of my career and even as I've continued throughout my career really has resonated the most and is, I think in many cases, is one of too few really women in the asset management world maybe stopped some questions that could have been asked about whether or not I had the goods to get the job done. So I'm going to forever be in debt for that degree. But what I also wanted to share with you tonight was a little story. And when I was thinking about who I should thank, what came across my mind was the fact that everyone knows the education that you get at Stevens and what that stands for. But I think also what's so important is how much the staff at Stevens cares so much about the individual students. And so what I really have to thank is the registrar's office in the spring of 2001. And I don't know their names, but the reason that I have to thank them is because I came to Stevens by way of NYU. So I was in a dual degree program. And after 5 years of a lot of chemistry and math and everything, I was really happy. And I was going into the registrar to get my final review. And I found out that I was about to live the nightmare that everyone who's ever received a diploma has lived, which is you are 1 credit short from graduating. And to top it off, that credit was a gym class. So this was a big surprise. And what I found out was that I was so fortunate to be at Stevens because they worked out an arrangement for the last 2 months, and every engineer here will appreciate this because you're busy doing your senior project, I got to practice volleyball every day with the women's volleyball team. And so after that, I got my degrees. So that is my big thank you is to Stevens, but especially to that registrar's office because that's why I got my degrees. So thank you all.